the union's inspiration, through the workers' life shall run. There can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yes, what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
Hello and welcome to the Standpoint. In fact, today's edition is a special Girl in Need Foundation edition. It's an impromptu program. So on Tuesday, the 4th of September 2018, I had these august visitors who came to make a donation to the Girl in Need Foundation. And if you're following the trend now, you know that they came at a very strategic time. They came at a time when we really need them. They are the Maritime and Dock Workers Union, the women committee. You know, they were here, and I thought that this is something that we should take advantage of to have a conversation about the Girl in Need Foundation, because the Girl in Need Foundation is one of the babies of the Standpoint, which is 10 years old. So today, relax, and maybe some of the questions you have with regards to the Girl in Need Foundation, you have them answered today. But it's going to be very revealing, very emotional as well, because you know me, when it comes to the Girl in Need, I become a bit emotional. Don't go anywhere, I'll be back. But let me say thank you to GTP for my clothes. Yes, I didn't plan for the Standpoint, but hey, that's why I tell you, young lady, always prepare. Because you can only be successful, you can only shine when you are prepared and the opportunity comes. My name is Uinion Gifty Auntie. We'll be back. Welcome to GDA Media. We are the producers of the Standpoint TV program and also the owners of the Girl in Need Foundation. Out of the Standpoint, we have two babies. That's the Girl in Need Foundation and then the Awo Danswa Reading Project. I'm sure you know by now the Standpoint is celebrating 10 years. Yes, we're 10 on the 11th of July 2018. And so we are excited. We've been having series of programs. We've held 3 already. On the 15th of September, we are going to have a Muslim Women's Conference, because we believe that when we talk about issues affecting women and what women go through, it's not just because I'm a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're a Hindu or you're a Fanti or a Ga or whatever you. Women are abused simply because they are women, not because of their religious background or ethnic background. And so we embrace every woman. Now, the Girl in Need Foundation has been running for the past 7 years, to be specific, 7 years. And so far, we've taken care of over 60 girls. Thank God, one of our girls just completed KNUST. Some of them are at various training tertiary institutions. We have one at Kivas, another at Legon. We have 2 in the nursing training institutions. We have some who are also working. Others also just completed their senior high. And so we are very excited, and we see the results of what we've been striving to do. We don't aim at brilliant but needy girls, no. we aim at girls who want to go back to school, but due to financial challenges, they are either selling on the market, living with somebody who is abusing them, living with somebody who is, shaking their responsibilities towards them. And we bring them, and then we pay their school fees and give them a little something for their provisions. So that is what we do here. Some of the girls come and you see they are so down, they have no self-confidence, they've lost their self-worth. But as soon as you agree to sponsor their school fees, the aura around them just changes. Some of them too come, they are not doing well in school, but once we start paying their school fees, you realize that they pick up and they are doing so well. They are doing so well. And I think as women, we've all been through that. When we are at our lowest, when we are very unhappy, when we are stressed, we don't know where our next meal is coming from, we don't know where our next school fees is going to be paid for, it affects you and you can't give off your best. But when you have the peace of mind and you are happy or you are fulfilled, you give off your best. So that's what we've been doing so far, and we are very excited that you decided to come in and help us. Ideally, the standpoint should have been able to cater for this. But the standpoint is also going through some very difficult times. The standpoint, as you know, it's about women empowerment holistically. Therefore, we made a conscious effort that because of that, there are certain adverts and sponsorship we cannot accept. Like products, yes, that promote alcoholic beverages, smoking, bleaching cream, any advert that is demeaning to women, we do not accept it. And those are the ones who have the money. And those are the ones who want to promote their products. And so we are very limited when it comes to sponsorship. And the very few institutions who are left to, sponsor also think like, oh, what are these women doing? They want to come and take over from us. They are grooming women to be loudmouth, and so they don't want to put their money in there. This 10th year has specifically been very, very challenging. But we thank God that people like you, chip in every now and then, and that's it's been helping us, and we've been going so strong. And we pray and hope that we can go on for the next 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years to come. And so we welcome you to GDA Studios once again, and that is the matter here.
Thank you very much, Auntie Gifty. We are from the Maritime and Dock Workers Union, the Women Committee of MDU. Where we find ourselves is a male-dominated industry, but a few of us that are privileged to be working there, we've been empowered by ILO through the various labor unions, and in Ghana, TUC, to form our women committees so that we can be discussing some of the issues that affect us in our industry, in our homes, in our society. And we've been following you, and we know what you have been doing so far. We are here today to just lend you a little help from our own resources we put together to support the Girl in Need Foundation. We know that we are not many, and we can also not say that because we are not many, we can't do anything. We can also support and help in our own small way. So today we are here to talk about the girl child. We are here to talk about ourselves. Okay. And so we will give you something small to support your foundation, and we will urge all women, and most especially working women, in all the sectors of the economy to be confident and to be empowered in wherever you find yourself. We can all do something to promote lives in this world. So that is our small mission. That's why we are here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, Akwaba, as you say, Akwaba, and Kitwe Biensa. Our slogan is one Ghana city for one Ghanaian girl. Okay. Yes, so because we believe that if we were almost 30 million, and even 5 million Ghanaians give us one Ghana city or more, look at the number of girls who can go back to school. I know they've started introducing the free SHS, but what about those in primary school? What about those in GHS? Some of them, girls who come to us, even before the introduction of the free SHS, we have to buy them chop boxes, we have to buy them trunk, we have to buy mattress, some of them uniform. They have virtually nothing. So we still have a use. You know, as the girl as a foundation, there's still a lot we can do. Some of them, they just want to go to school. There was one girl who came and said, Auntie Gifty, media meeting classroom, Monsieur Diami, who told them, Monsieur Ejumaye. So I told her, okay, don't worry. Just go back to school, just one term. Now that we'll pay your school fees at one time and let's see. She came back and said, please, I want to stay in school. You know, because suddenly, as I told you earlier, she has, yes, she has a peace of mind. And we believe that at least a little education before our girls branch into wherever they want to helps a lot. And I'm glad you have come. Because as you said, your area is male dominated. I say the biggest problem that the youth of today face is that they are confused. They are exposed to so many things, but they are very limited in their choice. Do they know they can go into maritime? What does it take? Do they know that they can work in in the mines? They can go on the rig. Do they even know what does it take? Is it scary? Can you survive? So when we have people like you coming out and letting them know that there's something like this. So if you can tell us a little bit about exactly what you do as women in the maritime. And
thank you. The maritime, we start with the sea. Once God has blessed us with the sea, God gave us employment. Okay. And the sea transport is the largest when it comes to international trade. Most of the huge cargoes and goods and services come through on the sea. And so we find ourselves in a very unique place. We have the ship, the vessels, the shipping lines and agents that bring the ships. We have the importers who bring the cargo. Somebody is owning the ship, another person is bringing the cargo, so certainly you use somebody's vessel to transport the cargo. You have agents here who receive the cargo. You have companies who have to discharge the cargo before it finally gets to the last user. And so it provides a lot of employment. You have those who work, the crew who work on the vessel. Okay. You have women there who are part of the crew. You have even women pilots who are part of who are captains on vessels. Okay. And it's so that, yes, you have them. And you have...
Some are Ghanaians. Yes.
Yes, some are Ghanaians. And you have ladies or women who operate the cranes on board the vessels, who discharge. You see a lady hoisting a cargo from the vessel down. And so we find ourselves in every chain of the industry to the last, until the goods gets to the final destination. We find ourselves here. So all of us here belong to one section or the other. Some are from the shipping lines, some are from the agencies, some are from the port authorities, some are from the labor aspect of it. And we have the fisheries side, who also are in charge of the various fish cargoes that come in, or the poultry or whatever that come in. They are also in charge of that. And so the industry, it's a big one. And the more the vessels call, the more employment it generates. Right. Unfortunately, we don't have too many of the women who are daring to go into the technical aspect of it. Right. Most of us, I would say 70% of us find ourselves in the more of the administrative and the clerical aspects. Okay. But you have about 30% who have dared themselves and they are into the hardcore technical issues side of the industry.
Is any of them the hardcore technical?
No. One promise coming this morning. She wasn't feeling well, so she couldn't come. And if you see her, Auntie Gifty, she's like half my size. And when she's on the crane, you wonder whether there's a human being there. She's just like this.
Wow.
And she had a mining background.
Okay.
So she was able to incorporate herself into it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's so gratifying to see them. One also can move a vehicle. She moves heavy equipment that comes. She moves them from the vessel to the shore. And we think that we are doing very well.
Indeed.
We are exposing, we are trying to encourage more of our ladies to also go there, venture into it. Yes, the men will tell you, but those who are daring are doing it. And it's so fulfilling to see that ladies are also doing that.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to have you. Yeah, I'm honored. Okay. So you are coming to do the presentation, okay?
We'll do the presentation, then we can continue the discussion.
Okay.
So this is a token. I'll call it a token of 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow. This is no token, you know. Yeah, that's the coordinator. They're dancing. She's so excited because you know, schools have just reopened, and she's been on me. Mommy signed the check. Mommy this. So she's very much excited that we have the money. At least it can take a lot of. Stop dancing. It can take care of a lot of girls. Yeah. And we are grateful. Yeah. Thank you so much. Rachel, come and join me. Hey, don't run. Take your time. I tell you.
We understand.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Hey, let me hold it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So since you've come all the way here, is there any question you want to ask concerning the Girl in Need Foundation or the standpoint? Is there anybody in the audience who has a question?
What motivated you to set up the foundation, especially your experiences in the field, the kind of experiences that you encountered before you decided to come in to help the young girls the way you are doing?
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much. I practiced as a journalist with GBC for let's say 15 years before I started the Girl in Need Foundation. Now, most of my rich experience has come from traveling across the length and breadth of Ghana. Sometimes I boast that I'm one of the few news presenters who have traveled the length and breadth of this country. I've been to the most remotest part of this country. There are people who come from certain regions who don't know the names that are mentioned sometimes of the villages that I've been to. Now, what I found very fulfilling was when I go and I cover a story, and as a result, people move in to go and help. I can cite the example of the WA School for the Blind. I did another Tamale, a school that was Salaga, actually, a school in a very dilapidated state, where after that some people moved in to renovate the school for them. I also told the story, same Salaga, some of the school children, boys and girls, they had tattered uniforms, no shoes. People moved in to help. Here in Accra, I think Pokia said there was a foundation for HIV, children with HIV. Also, I had a lot of people coming in to donate and all that. I found that very fulfilling. And because of that role and the kind of stories that I was covering, people kept coming to me with their own challenges. I did what I could, but it got to a point I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. And I tell people that apart from God, I am where I am today because my father did all he could to take me to school. Without education, I don't think I would be here. Without education. So education has always been something that is on my heart. So when the girls kept coming to me, because I'm a woman, sometimes the boys also came, I just decided that, listen, I need to do something to help. And when we started the standpoint and we started telling the stories of women and children, young people, we realized the extent at which young girls are being abused, all because they need some money to go to school. So this young lady who came to me, she was, brought to me by a teacher. And she was telling me, Auntie Gifty, after telling me in a story, Auntie Gifty, every term, my mother sends me to my uncle to go and collect money. But I am sure my mother knows what my uncle does to me when she sends me there for my school fees. But because I insisted I want to go to school, and she fries the buffet, she has no, so she keeps sending me there. One of the girls who came to me, and she was sitting in my office, and she was just banging her hand on the table, and that scared me. She was banging her hand on the table. Auntie Gifty, please help me, and I'll become somebody, and the men will pay. The men will pay. Just imagine this girl grows up with the pain that she has, because as a child, her mother died when she was being born. And so she's been termed an evil child. Everywhere she goes to live, she's either raped by a cousin, an uncle, a grandfather, somebody abuse her. And when the matter comes out, oh, we said it, she's an evil child. She tempted them, she charmed them, she bewitched them. Yes, you see, you've opened your mind, you are shocked. But this is what the girl has been through. So I think on the 4th anniversary of the standpoint, we decided to launch the Girl in Need Foundation and raise funds. And by the grace of God, Reverend Istudanaba was the one who gave us our seed money of 1,000 cedis then. Then we started. GCB was very kind to us. They gave us a place to put our boxes, NIB and then ADB, and then a few supermarkets as well. They gave us spots for us to put. And then there were people, there was an elderly man who was always putting in 100 cedis every month. And if we haven't gone to collect it, he will walk here and ask us, why haven't we gone to collect the money? And when we talked about it, people kept coming. Sometimes the letters come, and some of them you know you have to help, but you don't have enough money. So you have to select the worst of the worst. So there's still people you can't help, but they really do need your help. And one of the most painful experiences is when they come to you and you tell them, I'm getting emotional, forgive me. You tell them, I'm sorry, I can't help you because we don't have the money. It's so painful. It's so painful. And we don't just give it to them. We do our investigations. We go behind them to find out from their community. We go to the school to find out what the challenge is. So some of these stories is what led me to do that. I wish I could do it myself, but there are many. Even with the raising of funds, I still can't help all of them.
As a person with the clouds, both politically, socially, economically, whatever, I do believe that you may have some external support to this thing. You have such external support, especially outside the country, that also do.
Not as a group. I have individuals who every now and then chip in. We don't have that kind of, consistent support that maybe we have a UN body or an NGO based on supporting us. No, we don't.
Please, I want to know how you monitor the girls.
The schools send us their reports. They send us their bill. We find out where they are staying, who their guardians are. Because you can't just walk to us alone. You have to bring a guardian. Sometimes it's a neighbor who brings them. Sometimes it's a teacher. In fact, there's one girl who's completed SHS now, and she said she wants to be a pharmacist. She wants to have a PhD in pharmacy. I'm so proud of her. It was a teacher who brought her when she was in primary school. So we supported her through primary school, junior high, and the senior high. She is a child who was abandoned by her mother because her father died when she was born, and her mother found a fine gentleman who said he doesn't want a woman who has a child. So she's been living with this teacher throughout this whole period. So we pay her school fees, we give her a little something to take care of her basic need, but the food and all that, the teacher takes care of and gives her. The teacher and his wife, I must add, for obvious reasons I can't mention the teacher's name. There are some too who are brought to us by neighbors. Each one has a guardian, and we deal with the guardians as well. So we find out from them how she's doing. When they vacate, they're supposed to come here. We see to sometimes they come and they want to do something. They want to come and clean your house, and I said no. That's not what it's about. This is not what it's about. It's just to make sure that you have a future. You have something that you can fall back on.
It's a big thing you are doing, even though you see it as a small beginning. But once one person is happy, all of us are happy. And I want to urge all women that at times we think that taking care of our children should be a big thing. As we said, the little you can do. We are all brought up from our parents from a humble. When they don't have, my father will tell you, this is what I have. When you grow and you can afford your own, I know this, but this is what I have for you. And you can't say you will not take it. You will take it. So we should all try in our own small way. Let our children know that we are trying for them. Then when we say we don't have, they will appreciate it. And when help comes, they will understand that this help came from somewhere. So we have to manage it well.
Working women.
Productivity.
Working women.
Productivity.
Working women.
Productivity.
No kware. The news of coaching treatment and boya for sasashe and shia. One word answer suna wora kokura wora senwara wora na nsi do kono de nkwa to den se ma boro pentempre ma do esugo kofe nkodi ma botira bo fie no. ano kwa orecha abasobo kronkron aduan a won kwati na asanko eyinti ohene yire Gifty anti tiwa nanka nuru tiwa mampam nuru tiwa denche nyirampam nuru tiwa kwabrafo nuru tiwa kensinku nuru tiwa kuntumpa nuru to apampa krampa kuku nuru bia besia utwemo ko baabi ma dom hia ugwan de wo honsantran be kan fo wo afim ya ma wo ni yo bio utie ko kuma jamana mpong kuma jachi kuma biesa ka bo nko budu aba ko a eyo yinti Maritime and Dog Workers Union meya ene meya tampa etitiri wasebe kafra moku etipa esondai pa motwasa pa edua ba pa amane nhwe so pa me ho aba so pa ya mama kunya for wanta ngona mbepo wesan wanta ngona mbo akunya dugo masabia kwanta na marewa hina yesa go tumo sikotokoti mpo kesi mo pempinagu ekumwere kire mo kwan ho edwo ayam na mpe esisi brisi ni aworo koso nko ni adofo pesi etweni brempon hunyafo nanano mamu di hyenfre na mo ne keka frɛ edije nsu keke nsu de nsu ya no ma se be ka fra mo ni foso ene nsu so adwuma mu na foso ene nsu mu adwuma se be ejija bitwa de singa na ebe kara ne se osoro no nyankropɔ ntwere ampon nyame kokuro ko awiase ahoro ni mabode ahoro nyara twere na won pan hwe da biara da doma kuma wadoma nkoma adomatoto wuro bensen adomatoto wuro choni asisi brisi ni agudu brankata nkonkora mantenten ma ebia so yakitiriki ni akatara kan bidire bene batra ban gigire ni kokuro no kan chire bidi ama chire bidi abrempon apankran ni aprankese ko ni apanka branka jinara so na nkasa nkoso yara na onshira mwadwempa ene akoma pa ene sebe kafra adoma chede titiri owuma mo pese mo dere bua adwempa nyinara so na omangana ebibiman ene mmeatampa ene sebe kafra nchirima nyinara wonso okura adwempa nyinara wonso mra mfaso pa afebo omangana nkwaso ebibiman nkwaso MDU mmea nkwaso afe MDU ankasa nso na nkwaso TUC nkwaso afe the Girl in Need Foundation nkwaso ohene yire Gifty anti nkwaso etitirifu a wokura adwempa kura subanpa kura adoma chede etitirifu ewo awontu atoaso ahuru nyinara mu obiara nkwaso afe fa pempo mi ameso ma me ya bi no nkwaso.
You know, that appellation has made me very, very emotional. You see, there's a mystery around giving. There's a mystery that as a people we have not understood. We do not have to give only when everything is okay for us, when everything is settled, when we have fed ourselves and our family and what have you. You give because it is right to do so. Wherever you find a need, sometimes it's just the grain of rice, but maybe when you break it into two, you and your neighbor will both survive. We have become too selfish as a people and left a few people to do for us to see. If only we understand the power of giving and how God blesses us through our giving, we'll be amazed. There are people who are in prisons today because of what they have done. Yes, they've committed a crime, but sometimes when you go into their history, if they had had somebody just to even give a word of encouragement or a support, they wouldn't have turned out the way they have turned out. Sometimes all it takes is a little show of kindness. Your money, your food, your drink, your clothes, your hello, your smile, your care, your love. It's all that young girl, that young boy, that woman, that man needs to give him or her that encouragement to go on. Let us be a little bit more caring. It's not easy. I'm trust me. I mean, it's not easy putting my face out there all the time, begging so I can get something for somebody's child to go to school. Why do I even have to do this? After all, now me too, I have my child. Why don't I stop? But you see, it is not about what I don't have or what I have, but it is about caring for humanity. I am so grateful to you, ladies and she's, for coming together, because you've come at a very strategic time. Schools have just reopened, and as I said in my intro, I was just wondering how we're going to do it, where we're going to get money from. But you just came in at the right time, and we are so grateful. And please spread the word. You're part of TUC, other women's group there. Please, they should come and support us. Maybe they'll say, thank you, Auntie Gifty. But the God who rewards, the God who sees it all, knows that it's not coming from my pocket. I only use my face. I only use my position. I only use my voice. But it came from you, and the blessing will come directly to you. So thank you. God bless you, and we hope to see you again. Thank you.